Hello, everyone, and welcome to the live trading room recap for Wednesday, November the 15th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your room. Any questions for me? This is the email address to use. This is a link to get into the trading room. This is a subscription link. I usually open the room at about 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's when I start to share my screen and get live on the mic a little after that, usually about 9:05. And I go to 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I guess that should be standard time now, most days. All right, wow, what an incredible, incredible day. Unfortunately, I didn't get into this one, but many in our room got into CHFS. So this is the power of the low float. Let me, first of all, let me get the symbol linking check so I can do the check on the float. So whether this is exactly correct or not, we have like 530,000 shares in the float, which is ridiculously low. Now this is a stock, interestingly, for me anyway, I think about a year ago, or certainly within the year, they were called Sunshine Heart, SSH, I think, and then they did a reverse split, and at that time, a lot of the stocks that were doing reverse splits were actually ripping soon after. Now, if you've been a trader for a while, you know that usually a reverse split is the death knell of a stock. A company usually does a reverse split because they're under $1, and to maintain a NASDAQ listing, they have to be over $1. So let's just say they're at 30 cents, so they do a 1 for 10 reverse split. So they reduce the number of shares outstanding by 10 and increase the share price by 10. So in theory, you multiply them together, and you still have the same market cap, but now you've got a price of $3. So what we were noticing a while back is that a lot of these stocks that were doing these reverse splits, and again, if you go way back in trading, you know that usually that doesn't help a stock at all. It may open at 3 and then just, crash again, and they've got to do a reverse split upon reverse split. Anyway, we were noticing though that a lot of these were actually ramping up right after, especially if a company, released any sort of a press release to get the interest. So I was waiting on SSH in those days to do something like that. It just never happened. Anyway, long-winded story. This is CHFS. It was renamed and all that. I still don't even know what the news is. I don't see any specific news on it. It got halted, I don't know, 10 times today. Stock gets halted if it goes up too quickly in a short period of time. So it gets halted, then it resumes, gets halted, resumes. But I mean, this stock, opened at 360 something. It came into the momentum, came right into that momentum, less than 10. And unfortunately, I was distracted for about, I don't know, 10, 20 seconds. And, I thought, okay, it's had its move. And it just kept having more of a move. I mean, obviously I could have got in any time up here and it still would have made great money, but it's hard to gauge when the rug is going to get pulled. But anyway, so I mean, this went from 370 all the way up to 25. I mean, it's hard to believe, isn't it? So, and this is on 7 million shares, 7.5 million shares. So anyway, that was the exciting one. I was able to get into LEDS. So, like myself, who did not partake in CHFS, we're always looking for the next one. So this also came on that momentum scan. This only has 1.5 million shares in the float, very low. And I was very fortunate. Got into the stock. Let's close this off. I got into the stock. Now you might say, why didn't I get in here? Well, it whipped up so quickly. And I just decided I was going to take a chance on this one to see, if it could continue a little bit like the CHFS. I got into this one right here at 496, and man, I got in about seconds before it got halted. And so, typically the first halt is good. Typically, the stock is moving up dramatically, and it gets halted, and typically the first halt can be very good. And I did get lucky. I wish I could say I got rid of it at 661. I was able to sell some at 6. Remember now, this is a 5-minute halt, so I sort of on pins and needles. Where's it going to open? It opened high, and then as it was coming down, I got some out at 6, and then the balance at, what was it, 6? I'm sorry, I got out at 650, and then 6. So 6:30. Doesn't really matter. It was very, very quick. So really, it's the first time I've done that. It's the first time I've actually decided to take a stock when it is running up like this and just sort of chase it. I just shouldn't say it's the first time I've done that, but I just decided that so many traders were probably looking for kind of the next CHFS that it was going to be worth it. Now look at it. I actually have an alert set right here, the high of the bodies of these two candles. So we'll see what happens. A couple didn't work. Got into WKHS. And that one didn't work. Not a super low floater, 34 million, but it did come in the same scan. And I got in at 310 and I got out at 305. So, I actually had a little bit of a pop here and just didn't get out. And the other one, cats didn't work either. I mean, they don't all work. Cats, it moved up and it just didn't have that continuation, that same look. And so I was actually lucky to get out. I was in that one at 415. It is starting to come back, 415, and I got out at 395. It really had a hard drop. And however, now look at LEDs. Well, how can you look at it? You're watching me. But watching this, LEDs is getting interesting. If it takes this out, I might have to take some. So I'm going to try to wrap this up very quickly. The other one, though, I did take from Holly, VRS. VRS was 794 or 797, the Holly alert. Again, it showed up in the momentum less than 10. And I love this, but more so, I love this break here. Look at the consolidation break on the 15. So I got in at 805, and I have sold some at 833. So I'm in at 805. And I have sold some at right up here at 833. And just holding on to see what might happen if this is just a little pullback. Have to see what happens. Man, I might be too late on this LEDs. It is starting to move too quickly for me right now. And my tale of woe, CIFS. If you've been following these videos for a while, you know that I had this one. Bought it back here. Holly alert right back here. Held this, sold it yesterday. And then today it did an acquisition. Still made $11, $12 on it, but look at this move here. So that's like a $20 move from where I bought it. It was 35, 60-ish. So anyway, it happens. The same, they could have said they were going to doing a financing and it could have dropped. So, you take the good with the bad. But anyway, super exciting day in the room. Incredible day in the room. Lots of activity. So again, come and join us. We do this every day. I'm just going to bring back the capture program. There we go. So again, you want to email me. This is the address to use. This is the link to get into the room. And this is the subscription link. And I'll open the room tomorrow at about 9 o'clock Eastern Time. So when I start to share the screen, and I get live at 9:05. So have a great evening, everybody, and we'll see you in the trading room tomorrow. Bye.